Good afternoon and happy Friday. So I'm obviously back in the UK now. Got back from my Spanish jaunt on Monday. And unfortunately, this is the first time I've managed to get out. So I was in London Tuesday and it first day back at work. Had quite a lot of catching up to do, so didn't manage to run Tuesday. I was up to Macclesfield and back on Wednesday. So early start, late finish. And then I was out for quite a bougie work dinner last night. So I didn't get a chance to run yesterday, so it's Friday, and this is my first run of the day. So run of the day, run of the week. And to be honest, it's just a quick lunch run just to basically get out and get some fresh air. So not the greatest start to week one of Paris Marathon training. So it also feels like Christmas party season is already upon us. As I said, I was out at a dinner last night. I'm out for birthday drinks tonight. All right, that's not a Christmas party, but still socialising. I'm out Saturday night with some friends that I haven't seen for a little while. We're out Sunday afternoon, and then I've got another work event on Monday. So it's already ramping up. So it really is going to start getting quite difficult to prioritise my running, but I guess I've just got to be a bit more disciplined. I unfortunately got my Berlin marathon rejection email yesterday, sadly. I guess lottery, ballot, whatever you want to call it, is always a tricky way into the majors now because they're so oversubscribed. But it wasn't a huge surprise, but that is another major off the cards next year. So I think the only one that I could still potentially do is New York in November. So I need to get thinking about what other autumn marathons I might want to do. So about just under 3 miles into the run, probably be about 4 in the end. But I'm trying to get these sort of easy runs as easy as I can, but my heart rate is definitely saying otherwise. I think I've mentioned this in the last few videos, but I do feel my fitness has significantly dropped. Yes, I know I ran a 39 with change 10k a couple of weeks ago, so I'm not in dreadful fitness, but I'm definitely not where I would like to be going into a marathon block. This weekend, I'm running Royal Tunbridge Wells parkrun again tomorrow. I tend not to do that one too much in the winter because it gets really muddy, really boggy. But actually, I think this is the third time I've run it in a row. The purpose actually is that I have been asked to coach one of the guys from the Harriers for his Brighton block, which interestingly is on the same day as Paris. So I've pulled together a bit of a coaching plan for him. I'm going to be going for a coffee with him after parkrun tomorrow and sort of talk things through. And then Sunday, I'll try and get out for a slightly longer run, I think. How long that is, don't know yet. That's so good. Thanks, Marshall. Slippy. Just going through the first lap. Morning, Keller. In about 12 minutes, so around 24. Fairly leisurely. Step close. Morning, thanks all. This is getting into the really slippy bit around here. Thanks, Marshall. So I learned from the first lap, if you go right, it's really slippy. So I went left. So just coming up to the finish, be around just under 24 minutes. Cheers guys, thank you very much, cheers. Cheers, thanks. Yeah. So I'm just on the way back from parkrun now. Yeah, we are thoroughly in British autumn, winter, miserable, wet rain season. Yeah, it was a little bit damp and a little bit slippy and muddy, as I'm sure you can see from the footage. But I got around, I think, in just under 24 minutes, I think, something like that. I didn't take it too hard. Pushed a little bit on the non-slippy bits, but yeah, it was all right in the end. And now I'm just on the home to warm up a bit. So as much as I dislike kind of muddy, hilly, cross-country type running, like I am also conscious that it is definitely not bad from a training perspective. You have to really activate your core to keep yourself stable, and obviously the undulations and using different types of muscles do help, but I don't really enjoy it. I had a nice catch up afterwards with a few of the Harriers gang, and I'm actually just starting a coaching plan for one of them. So he's doing Brighton Marathon on the same day as Paris, actually, so the 12th of April. So I'm working with him to pull a bit of a plan together, which will be good. But yeah, as I said, rest of the day, not loads planned, and then I'm off socialising again tonight. It's becoming a bit of a theme, isn't it? Good morning and happy Sunday from a beautiful but chilly Tunbridge Wells. So I am just out for, going to try and do between sort of 8 and 10 miles, I think, this morning, and just see how I feel. Went out last night with some of my friends who we've not had a collective boys' night out for a little while, which was great. Quite an old school boys' night out, actually. So we went and played some pool. Then we went to the pub, had a few pints, a bit of food, and then we went to this really cool darts place. So it's a bit like Flight Club, if you know that. There's a few in the UK and the US, where you can play different sort of types of darts, and there's interactive screens and things like that. It was really good fun, actually. But yeah, a reasonably late night. So I've been a little bit lethargic this morning, but hopefully this will blow away some of the cobwebs. So I've actually left Claire at home decorating the Christmas tree. So I know it's only the 30th of November, but because the 1st of December is tomorrow, is a Monday, it feels like we lose a week. So we've decided to do Christmas decorations, etc. today and start Christmas a day early, or the build up to Christmas a day early anyway. So I'm looking forward to seeing how that looks when I get home. So there we go. I'm about 8.5 miles in now. About 1.5 miles to go. So you'll be broadly close to 10 miles by the time we get home. It's felt okay. It should have really been a zone 2 run given the pace that I've been running, but it's probably been more sort of lower zone 3. But as I think I've pointed out, fitness wise, I'm a bit lacking at the moment, so I'm not overly surprised by that. But other than that, the legs felt fine, so it's good to know I've still got 10 easy miles in the legs, no problems. And it gives me a bit of a platform to build on. So yeah, all in all, it's been a lovely run. A little bit harder than I would have liked, but glad I got out. I'm now quick turnaround, shower, a bit to eat, and then we are off to a housewarming, or a slightly belated housewarming, for some friends that used to live near us, but they've moved down about half an hour away. So there's a few of the gang, in fact some of the guys that I went out with last night actually, going over this afternoon for that, and then I will be on roast dinner duty later on, which is my weekly task. So that takes me up to about 20 miles for a kind of week 1 of training, which is low. Bearing in mind that, my peak Boston weeks, I was getting 65 miles a week. And Chicago, I was up towards 60. So, I've still got 18 weeks, but I need to start building that mileage up fairly rapidly if I want to see any sort of major gains. But obviously the quicker you build it up, the more susceptible you are to injury, so it's a bit of a balance. But there we go, week 1, 3 runs, so Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 20 miles. It's not enough, but it gives us somewhere to start with.